Hey guys, what's going on? It's Andrew from AR Media. In tonight's video, I want to go over my weekly Blu-ray haul. Now, I got some great Blu-rays this week, so this week was my birthday, so I actually got a couple of more than I usually do get, splurged a little bit, but sadly there was no great 4K releases, so I did get some great Blu-rays. So let's get straight into that. So my first pickup is this Fight Club Steelbook. Now, I'm a huge fan of Fight Club. Huge fan of Fight Club, and I own this movie already on Blu-ray. I do think it's eventually going to come to 4K, but I love the artwork on this Steelbook. It was $12.99, so I figured I had to get it, and whenever the 4K does come out eventually, I will throw it in this case, but until then, I have the Blu-ray in this case. Just love the artwork, and had to pick this one up. One of my favorite films of all time, definitely in my top 10. Next up, we have another Steelbook that was part of that art collection, and that's the Predator Steelbook. So I actually thought that this was only an import. I really like the Steelbook on this, especially the purple on Predator. I really like the artwork on the Steelbook itself. So what I did was I threw my 4K copy directly in here. This is going to be the case now for my 4K copy of Predator, and I was super pumped to pick this up. Really like the artwork on this Steel. Now, the third Steelbook I picked for the week, and I already finished it, is Ash vs. Evil Dead Season 3. Now, this was surprisingly my favorite season of Ash vs. Evil Dead. I loved all three seasons, but this was actually my favorite. Very sad it got canceled. Really hoping Netflix picks it up, but really like this Steelbook, like the artwork on it, and I have the other Season 1 and 2 Steels, so this completes the set for me. Next up, we have a bunch of A24 titles. So the first one's going to be First Reformed. Now, I'm not going to go over this too much because I have a full review coming this week of this, comparing the Blu-ray to the 4K Dolby Vision on iTunes. But I will say that I thoroughly enjoyed this movie, and I'll be going over it a lot more in my review. Another A24 film I'm happy I got a chance to pick up with the slip is Tusk. Now, I know this is not everyone's favorite movie, and this is a weird movie. This will freak you out. And this is really balls to the walls, batshit crazy, this movie, and I really enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong, it is messed up and gross. It's like a mixture of the human centipede with like a walrus. It's just a crazy concept. It's made by Kevin Smith, the same guy who made Clerks, made Mallrats. I'm a huge fan of his movies, big fan of Jay and Silent Bob. So I'm happy to own this one, and honestly, I was pleasantly surprised at how well this was shot and how good this got under your skin at times. It was a great mix of comedy and horror. Do recommend seeing it, but I will say beforehand, it is gross, and it is on Netflix, so it is free. Another A24 release I was happy to find with a slip is Enemy. I was actually really surprised to find this one with a slip. Now, this is a favorite of mine. I'm a huge fan of Jake Gyllenhaal, and this is one of his best movies in my opinion. It is about Jake Gyllenhaal, who starts seeing a double of himself, starts seeing a twin of himself, and throughout the movie you're unraveling what is behind that. It's definitely a movie with twists and turns like Jake Gyllenhaal is normally in, and it is one of A24's best. Highly recommended, and this is also on Netflix, so check this one out. Let me know in the comments what you think. Next up, we got Hereditary. Now, I just got this in. I already watched the 4K Dolby Vision copy on Apple TV. I'm going to be watching the Blu-ray copy and giving some first impressions. Then I'll be doing a 4K Blu-ray review as well. So I'm not going to go too in-depth here, but I will say that this is a horror masterpiece, and I will go a lot more in-depth in my review. So stay tuned, coming very soon. And last but not least, we have a blind buy, but this looked really good, and that was American Animals. Now, I heard very good things about this movie. It has Evan Peters, who I'm a big fan of. It has the guy from The Killing of a Sacred Deer. I forgot his name. It's not ringing a bell at the moment, but it looked good. It's in a heist movie. It's a true story, and I heard good things about it. So I definitely will do a review on it and let you guys know how it is as a movie, and we'll let you guys know about the picture quality, but was pumped to get my hands on this one because I did miss it in theaters. So anyway, guys, let me know what you think of this week's haul. Let me know what you thought of those Steelbook. I'm sure a lot of you guys have your eyes on those, and I'll see you guys in the next one.